Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Micah J with Porsche 4K, and today we have a POV drive and review of the Porsche Macan T. So as you can see here, we have the 2024 Porsche Macan T in the Volcano Gray Metallic, sporting the agate gray styling badges there for the Macan T separation there. We have the 20-inch Macan S wheels that are standard on this particular model, as well as the agate gray in the front PDLS Plus headlights. We have adaptive cruise control here, as well as surround view. Let's go to the back here. We can show you a little bit more before we go into the inside. We have the black rails up top along with the panoramic sunroof. We have the sport exhaust in the back as well to give a little bit more grunt from your four-cylinder that we have here. We have the trailer hitch as well if you want to do some outdoor activity such as trailering, maybe some kayaks, jet skis, things of that nature, bicycles. You can put all that on outside as well. Let's move into the interior just a little bit here, give you all an overview. So we have the Bordeaux red for the interior here with the hot gloss black for the stitching, Bordeaux red in the stitching as well. Let me go over to the front passenger seat here, give you all the insight, and then we'll go ahead and hit the road. So, with the interior of this vehicle, as we step in here, you can see that we have our beautiful display here, sporting our navigation to our destination that we'll be going to. You can also place that navigation in your front screen here. We have a heated GT steering wheel. This is derived from the Porsche 911, so you do have that same capability here. Features on it include the Sport Chrono package, in which we have our drive modes. As you can see, it's switched from Sport, Sport Plus, we have Individual, and then back to normal. So on our drive, we'll be able to go through that as well, give you a little feel on how that is. We have our 7-speed PDK here. Dual clutch transmission. We have PASM for Porsche's active suspension. So we have that here. We have self-park assist on this particular model, as well as adaptive cruise control. So those are some of the highlight features that we have on this particular Macan, but let's get down to the nuts and bolts here and hit the road. All right. So as we hit the road here, we see we have our surround view here. Great for crowded parking lots, backing out with ease. You can see here we have a good indication of the sensors in the front, the back, give you a full view, eagle's eye view of your vehicle, side view, rear, everything you would need in order to have an ease of drive. So got a few errands to run. I figured this would be a great time to do a video for you all from a POV style, just to give some of the capabilities of this vehicle on the road. We've seen the inside, the outside, so hitting the road is what's the most important. How does the vehicle itself drive? I've had this vehicle here for about 2 months. I've put around 4,000 or so plus miles, almost 4,200 miles on it. So the capability of it is definitely great. I've definitely noticed a lot of comfortability when you're driving it. Compared to the base model, this one does feel a little bit sportier, even though it does have the same drivetrain. So that is something to look out for if you want a more sportier feel to your drive. The Sport Chrono, as well as the suspension added onto this particular model, makes it a lot better in regards to the functionality day to day. So this is a perfect daily driver for you all if you are looking for something that is cool, quick, not too much, and doesn't break the bank in terms of Porsche's standards. Then this is a great vehicle for you. On the road, as well as city driving, it's great. The mileage in regards to gas is pretty okay. I would say it cost me anywhere around $60 to $70 to fill up for about 17 gallons. I'll put a description up here as well with the miles per gallon and everything for you all as well. But living day to day with it so far, I can say that it has been a great vehicle. I've had the Macan base before, and I would definitely choose this over the base, just simply because it has a little bit more driver friendly feel to you. If you know how they describe things as a driver's car, I think this would be a driver's SUV in regards to the Macan space. Now, of course, this is not a Macan S or GTS, so you certainly have more to be desired in terms of performance. But for what we get for this, it definitely brings out the full capabilities of the base model. Okay. So in terms of interior comfort, I think is very great. It's comfortable, it's quiet. You do get to hear a lot of the bangs and pops that the sport exhaust brings. Just by adding that on, you do get a lot better sound quality from the vehicle itself. When you have the roof down, potentially the windows and things of that nature, you get to hear the vehicle grunt a little bit more, especially with the cold start. One of my favorite parts of this vehicle is the cold start, pretty much because it gives you a nice good idle when you're first turning the vehicle on, which is kind of surprising for the 4-cylinder. So I can only imagine adding this on to the V6 models or going up to the Cayenne S and getting the V8. That sports exhaust would definitely bring that out a whole lot more as well. Okay. So as we're driving here, just a quick things that I'm noticing just off of feel. If I had to describe it to somebody who has not been in one before and looking to get one, I would compare this to, it's definitely a luxury feel. You definitely feel the premium quality interior wise. The steering wheel with the leather on it. We have the good handle grips here with the GT style steering wheel, so I definitely prefer that over the normal steering wheel. The interior quality is great as far as the stitching. The seats are very comfortable. We have 14-way seats in here that is standard with the Premium Plus package that you can add on. And honestly, for any Porsche that you get, I believe that package itself is probably one that you should always strive to get, just because it gives you a good range of things that you would probably add on anyway. You have the heated and ventilated seats. You have the panoramic sunroof. You also get the, I believe with the Premium Plus, you get adaptive cruise control as well that comes with it. So a lot of the qualities that you would probably add on a la carte, you're able to get that a lot better when you just get the Premium Plus package added onto it. Okay. The interior cabin itself is kind of small, as I've stated in previous videos as well. If you were to go to my Macan review that I put out, you'll be able to see that it's a little small if you have a big family. This vehicle itself is definitely for somebody who maybe has a small family of 3. Potentially, I wouldn't add anything higher than that. I'm sure it's possible, but for maximum comfort, that's how I'm viewing it there. You do also get the nice sportiness with it being a little bit smaller. So with this being kind of like a sport hatch crossover hybrid type of deal, it's not really a full-size SUV. If that's the type of thing that you're looking for, the Cayenne is definitely for you. But overall, I think this works great for my particular lifestyle, my particular family unit, so we're making it do so far. So doing a little bit of city driving right now. As you can see, getting a little bit of rain, so we'll be as safe as possible here. And we are hands-free with this, thankfully. So anybody in the comments there worried about safety, we are good to go in that front. I would love to go ahead and get on the highway here. I do have to get on the highway to go to my destination. So I want to be able to give you a little more insight on the Sport Chrono, as well as, you know, how it feels on highway speeds. So we'll go ahead and get to that once we get up here. All right, as we go ahead and get on the highway here, let me go ahead and adjust to my favorite part of the vehicle, which is the drive mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in Sport Plus. Immediately you feel the tensioning of the suspension, the PASM kicking in there, also known as Porsche Save Me, because pretty much it will adapt to your driving style, adapt to, you know, curves, maneuverability. It'll increase the dampener in the axles front and back, so that way you're able to get a better feel for it. But for the Sport Chrono, let me go ahead and get a nice trail of motion here, and we can go ahead and get the accelerator on that. So as you can hear, when you get higher up in the rev range, that is where the fun happens with this particular vehicle. Here we have the Sport Response button, which you get 20 seconds of maximum boost. And yeah, very, very fun. The dealership described it to me as the fun button. But with fun comes trouble. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it cordial here due to weather conditions and of course legalities. Stay within the confines of the law. But it is very fun. So if you're able to get in an open road, get somewhere safe, be able to really expand upon the drive response, the launch control, and the full capabilities of the Sport Plus is definitely a great thing to have. I think adding that option alone brings out the full capabilities of this vehicle. Being a 4-cylinder, it gives you pretty much all the power you would need on a day-to-day basis. Now, pretty much a lot of people would say, well, why go for the base, why go for the T when we have options such as the S and GTS out there that will sport that 2.9 V6, giving you at least 375 to 434 horsepower in those particular units. Well, you kind of have to narrow it down to what do you feel that you need in your day-to-day life. Are you somebody who just wants to go to and from work, pick your kids up from daycare, go to church, go to the grocery store, normal everyday things? Base and Macan T are all you need. I'm sorry, that's pretty much just the truth to it in regards to performance. Now, if you are somebody who's like me, who wants the sportier feel, who wants to feel more engaged with the vehicle, who wants to get the full capabilities of what Porsche has to offer, of course the S and GTS are going to be something that you will go for. But you also have to take into account the prices that come with it. The price point for anybody purchasing a Porsche is definitely something that you have already taken into consideration. It is a luxury vehicle, so it's not something that's you know, compared to your Kias, Toyotas, Hondas, things of that nature. So you know what you're getting into that standpoint. So I would just narrow it down pretty much to what you need from the vehicle or what you want from the vehicle. Okay, going back to the suspension. That suspension is definitely probably the second thing that I love about this vehicle. It gives you options to have the chassis adjusted from Comfort to Sport Plus without the vehicle itself being in Sport Plus mode. So the drivetrain might not be as engaged in the Sport and Sport Plus, but you do get to have the suspension set up for it, which is great. You get to have a little bit more stiffness to the feel of the drive, a little more engaging. It lowers and raises the level of the vehicle by about 10 millimeters or so, giving you the more planted feel when you're going around curves and corners. So if you do decide to take this vehicle out to, say, the mountains, the open range where there's a lot of curves and turns, you can have fun with this vehicle. Even though it is an SUV, even though it is a Macan, it still has Porsche DNA. So always keep that in mind when you are looking at these vehicles. That is something that you're gonna have, right? As we can see here, we're kind of in a bit of a climate situation with the rain, so we're definitely gonna take it easy. So we cut short there, getting hit with a lot of rain on that. Didn't want to compromise safety, but with that, we are definitely, you know, looking at a lot of safety features that is on this vehicle, with the adaptive cruise control, with the surround view, with the automatic stop brakes that you get when you're in this vehicle. A lot of that technology is standard in most newer vehicles that you get now, but when you are driving this vehicle, you do feel safe. I think that is something that is the biggest key factor that you want to take into account, especially when you have a family with you. You want to be safe at the end of the day. So these conditions that we're in now, with the rain, things of that nature, you do get the best capability here with the suspension setup as well as other features. All in all, I think this vehicle itself is a great car to daily drive. It is definitely capable of all things that you would need. This is my second one so far, so it has given me all that I could ask for in regards to a daily driver. Of course, if you want to up the sportiness, go with the Macan S, go with the GTS. We'll be reviewing a Macan S in the near future, so definitely stay tuned for that once that arrives. But with that, I'll go ahead and leave you all with this. When you are looking into getting a Porsche vehicle, think about what it is that you want out of that car, right? Are you doing it for looks? Are you doing it for luxury? Are you doing it for comfort, sportiness? All that goes into play when determining which vehicle you want to get. So with that, this is Micah J with Porsche 4K, signing out. Have a good one.